Welcome back, everyone. It is Aluminum Tarot. We're going to go ahead and do the general readings for May. I know it's a bit late, but at least we'll have something going in the pipeline. It's much appreciated that you can join us again. If you'd like to continue to receive content like this, please give us a like, share, subscribe, and ding the notification bell so that we can push these podcasts, YouTube thingies a little bit further in the algorithms, and that way we can grow the audience as much as possible. If you also would like a personal reading, please feel free to reach out, and can contact me at the information below and go ahead and get you a nice, happy, healthy personal reading that's in attune to your specific energies. So I'm going to get my syllables, vowels, and words, in order so we can go ahead and do this. So I guess we're coming off the shadow period of the Mercury retrograde. I'm going to try to get my brain to recalibrate, and we're going to get this going. I'm going to use this deck. This is the Steampunk Tarot. One of the reasons why is because a lot of people are getting flagged for the animated, booty that's basically on the Rider-Waite deck, which I think is quite unfair considering it's just drawings. And I think wonderful art, especially from our friend Pamela Coleman Smith, who spent many months putting that together. So anyways, enough said. We're going to go ahead and get into this. We're doing this for the fire signs. We're going to go Aries right now. We're going to move into Leo and Sagittarius for the rest of the day. I'm going to go ahead and get these posted up, and then we'll move on to the next ones for tomorrow. So let's get started, starting with Aries. Aries, general reading for May 2024. General reading for Aries from May 2024. General reading for Aries. All right. So Aries, how are you feeling these days? I know we're entering Taurus season. There's a lot going on in the stars. I'm going to go ahead and pull a short Celtic cross for you and see what's happening in your life at this particular moment. It's the challenge for Aries. So we've just been coming out of, what was it? We're in the moon in Taurus right now, so that's more Mukuru energy for us. So if you've just celebrated your solar return in Taurus season, I did on 3rd May, which was a great time. Took a nice, lovely motorbike trip all the way up to Northumberland to see Durham and Newcastle on Tyne, and had a great, great time. So it was a good chance for me to just recalibrate and, take a pause from everything that's going on in the world today. And then now it's back into the grind. What's in the recent past? So what's in the near future for Aries? Got 2 sevens. What's at the core? And what's at the crown? What's at the crown? Okay, what's the overall energy coming out of this? All right, there we go. I'm gonna go Triumph, my favorite brand of motorcycle, and clarify Triumph. All right. So now, what we're going to do, we're going to tell our tale of Aries for the month of May, see what's coming up for the month for them. We have at the bottom of the deck the Five of Swords reversed. So this is reconciliation energy almost. We're trying to get back in good graces with someone, lay down the conflict, and move forward, so that way we can make progress. This is an energy of trying to win at all costs normally in the upright, but in the reverse, it's typically doing your best to quell the conflict and make amends with someone. You also have a few of these other ones. So it's 9 of Swords, 9 of Airships in this. Very, very nice picture here. And then we have the Cosmic Blueprint, which is the World card in reverse and the Moon reverse. So what I see here, before we even get into the main part of the reading, you're basically trying to make a reconciliation with someone from the past. Because of that World reversed, we have 9 of Swords. When I have 5 of Swords reversed and then 9 of Swords, 5 plus 9 equals 14. That's 5. It's going back to 5. And anytime you have a number 9, it tends to, like when you multiply it by any other number, it reduces back to 9, which is the number of, they say it's the number, some say that 8 is the number of the self, but I think that 9 is the number of the self, or at least coming to a completion, or a perfect number. So anyways, when we have these two together, this is someone who's kind of really stuck in their head about trying to lay down the burden because it's becoming a bit too much for them. And with that World reverse and the Moon reverse, this is the realization that something just cannot move forward. And so I would assume that someone is doing their best to reconcile with someone that they simply just cannot get over. And, it's basically driving them mad that they're unable to reunite with that one specific being, that person that they feel that they have maybe made some mistakes with due to the 9 of Swords. Is someone that maybe drove them mad. But getting back into it, they know that their heart belongs to them. Although I don't see any heart energy like those cups at the moment. We're going to get into the main part of the reading here. So we have, as the main energy for the month of May, we have the Hierophant, which is marriage. Could indicate someone that is married right now, or it can indicate someone that is learning some very valuable lessons about things that they have accumulated over the past few years. The Hierophant, number 5. 5 is the number of lessons, duality, learning from two diametrically opposed issues, which you have the Roman numeral V here. And as we see in the horologer, the Hierophant, he is the master of time itself, and he is the one that builds the instruments that run on time in this particular Victorian steampunk era, universe, if you want to call it. And so for that said, for him, these are things that you have accumulated over lots and lots of time through observation, through perfect timing of the universe. And so that's what I would say here. If this is a marriage, then definitely you've been married for some time. And what's crossing that, the challenge of it is, you have the 10 of Cups reverse and the 10 of Engines reverse. I did not realize I pulled 2 10s in this, both in the reverse. So this marriage has been deeply unhappy to start. It hasn't manifested anything that you find would make it emotionally fulfilling, just to say the least, and you're just ready to kind of get rid of the burden. So I think that lesson here that we're learning in this marriage or in this long-term commitment is the lesson of letting go of the things which make you deeply unhappy in this. We can clarify just a little bit, since this is a short spread, what it is that has made you unhappy. What has made Aries unhappy in this relationship, in this marriage? The fact that it is very unstable. There has been no stability in this. What has caused the lack of stability in this relationship? What has caused the lack of stability in this relationship? Okay, more unhappiness. Wow. So Aries, it seems to me, the marriage that you're in, I've got the 10 of Cups reverse, 10 of Wands reverse, and then I have the Sun also in the reverse. Very unstable, emotionally unfulfilling marriage or long-term commitment, which you are trying to now extricate yourself from because it is not giving you any peace of mind. That is definitely what I see here. And it doesn't feel like doesn't feel like the cycle is complete. I think one or both of you may want to reconcile to try to make amends with this as a last-ditch effort to close out the cycle and either move forward together or to let it go altogether. And this is going to be very difficult for you because I see that this Ten of Wands reverse means that you have definitely been through the ringer when it comes to this person, and it feels like a burden at this particular moment in time. In the recent past, you have the Seven of Cups, Seven of Submersibles here. And from what I get in this picture, there's been a lot of confusion here. I think there's been a lot of, it almost feels like you have been going through a labyrinth in your relationship, because I see this labyrinth here with the star in the very back. It's not really certain what that star is, or what this gleaming light is. But as you're navigating this lost city, I'm assuming that you're trying to go towards the light in this, because the relationship has been difficult to navigate. So for example, you've been in a toxic marriage or relationship where you've been arguing or fighting with people. Maybe you've had lots of options to you in the past, and now you're realizing that those options are no longer for you. You are now trying to navigate to the North Star. I almost get star vibes from that anyways, although this is just the Seven of Cups. Clarifying this, we have the Five of Vengeance, so there's been a lot of drama, a lot of conflict in this, which has left you in confusion for many months, many years, possibly even. So with that Five of Wands reverse and that Seven of Cups upright, yeah, this seems to me like an exhausting, very draining, type of energy, permeating the past of this relationship. Moving forward into the future, you have the Seven of Leviathans, which is the Seven of Pentacles. You have the triple seven here, which is interesting because you have the submarine, or not submarine. You have this massive kind of a terrestrial vehicle. And I think that you're moving from water energy, which is the Seven of Cups. You're moving into the seven here of Pentacles, which is an Earth card. And however, we move from one seven to the next. Seven is normally a spiritual number guided by the divine, but also a card of confusion. And so in order to gain clarity on this confusion with the Seven of Cups, you have to make choices based on the heart. And then with the Seven of Pentacles, you have to make choices based on the actions that you have made in the past. So this Seven of Pentacles is like the materialization of what has taken place in the past. You are now moving towards making concrete decisions based on everything that you know about the lessons that you've learned from the Hierophant, and moving forward into the future to decide and determine the best course of action to take. And I think what this has done is kind of put you in your head. However, you are trying to ascertain the best course of action so that you don't make any mistakes in the end. Possibly you could just be an indecisive person. I don't normally think that most Aries are indecisive, but in this particular case, I'm getting that vibe. What is the Seven of Pentacles about? What is the Seven of Pentacles about? The Emperor reverse. So, all right. On an esoteric level, it's an Emperor reverse. Could be a person that's lost control, a person maybe who is too controlling. So this is normally a person. So this may be a husband that you've been dealing with, who is just kind of a bit of a control freak, or maybe he's just kind of all over the place and not really able to command a strong enough presence for the family or for the relationship dynamic. I see you looking at this person like, is this a person that I really want to be with? And it feels to me, how would you respond to that? How do you respond to the Emperor in the future? Okay, here we go. Again, we have the Three of Cups. It looks to me like you're not going to be able to let this guy go. I think there's something about him that you want to reconcile with. When I say him, I mean this masculine person. This is also your card. The Emperor is an Aries card. So we can take it one of two ways. Either A, we look at it like you're debating on whether or not you have lost control over your own life, and the best way to put everything back together. Or you can look at it as the person that you're dealing with who is kind of like this wayward masculine, which you want to reconcile with. Why do you want to reconcile with a person who is basically a control freak? Why do you want to reconcile with this person? Why do you want to reconcile with this person? Yeah. All right. So you want to reconcile with this person because you're the Queen of Wands in the reverse. You feel like you can't get anyone better. And maybe you feel that it could go one of two ways. Either you just don't have the confidence to look for a new relationship, and especially after you've invested so much in the past with this Hierophant, your card, your central card, being the predominant card in all of this reading, how you are now. Sometimes when you have people who are in a marriage and they say the phrase, "It's cheaper to keep her," they would indicate that they're not really willing and ready to let go of the relationship due to the fact that they have invested so much time, energy, effort, finances, all these, common assets with each other. And to an extent, I think that's what's causing a lot of the 7 energy in here. Because 7 is a nebulous number. It's a number symbolizing Neptune. And so with Neptune, it tends to be a blending of energies, and where you can't really find any boundaries within them. So maybe you have kind of thrown yourself into this relationship and you felt that, oh, I've invested so much in it because I've become so much of the other person. And in doing so, you've lost a bit of yourself. So maybe you're trying to get back to the pragmatic by doing some hardcore analysis of what it is that makes you stay and what makes you want to leave this relationship. With this Queen of Wands in the reversed, it gives me the impression that you're struggling to gain the confidence to leave, or you're struggling to gain the confidence to stand up to this Emperor reverse. And so it's just kind of almost like devil energy. And I do see the devil energy in the end of this. So we'll get to that point as we move on. So we have here in the core of all of this, you have Death reverse. He's known as Spring-Heeled Jack in this one. Pretty hardcore. This energy of Death reverse indicates someone who is refusing to let a new part of their life move into a new cycle. Refusing to let something die, and so that something new can be reborn. And this is a slow death process. Why the Death reverse? Why the Death reverse? Okay. So we get here the Emperor reversed, and I'm not going to take the rest of those cards. So again, we have more energy in this Aries reading. So Queen of Wands, Lady of Vengeance is an Aries card as well. Some people say Sagittarius, but I would say in this, it represents your energy. So you have a feminine, the Queen of Wands, you have a masculine, the Emperor, both in the reverse. So this is a very toxic love relationship or relationship in general. You have Death reverse and the Empress reverse. These are 2 major arcana cards. And for you, I see a person who is finding it very, very difficult to find their own sense of self-worth. And so that is being permeated throughout the reading, in which you're finding your worth through someone else. Additionally, you know that the relationship is not going to grow, but you do tend to hold on to it anyways. And everyone's been there. I'm not going to throw too much shade about that, but one of the things it would behoove you to see if this is your story and it resonates with you. Do not take the story if it's not yours, as Tyler Terrell would say. With this Empress reverse, This might be a small portion of you. Don't take this part of it, but if you have been struggling to have children with this person and nothing has come of that, that might be the thing that keeps you in the relationship, where the both of you are kind of frustrated with the fact that you've not been able to produce a child, or not been able to conceive a child, or not been able to receive the permission to have a child. So, sorry, a moment. Okay, we're back. Sorry about that. I had to clear my throat. It's God, it's getting all nice and sunny outside, but on the other hand, there's a lot of allergies going around. So, anyways, going back to the original script. If you have struggled to have children, or if you have been denied the ability to have children due to the relationship that you share with this person, that could be a fundamental cause of a lot of the pain and the trauma that you've experienced with this individual. Moving further into that, I mean, it could also just indicate a person who's not been able to have a thriving relationship with the person in question here. So this is obviously a love reading. If it's business related, you know that the business is struggling tremendously. But for some reason you want to persevere to see if anything grows from it. Right now you're in, what's known to you is that you're in Queen of Swords mode. I do like the Queen of Swords in this one. She's the Lady of Airships. And with her, you know, the Queen of Swords is a woman who's a divorcee. Let's just be clear about that. But more so, she's a woman who, because of her experiences, has been able to discern fact from fiction and reality from fantasy. And so that's what you're trying to do at this particular moment. And that's the reason why you have these sevens here, moving from the Seven of Cups into the Seven of Pentacles. Moving from the confusion and the nebulous energy into what did I invest in on the practical, pragmatic level. This is what the Queen of Swords does. And we can clarify a little bit. Clarify the Queen of Swords energy. Why the Queen of Swords? Why the Queen of Swords? Why the Queen of Swords? Okay. Again, we have three cards of being deeply unhappy. Nine of Cups, reverse. Now, let me just address this a little bit because this is very important energy. I know Rich Lock talks a lot about this type of energy with the Nine of Cups reverse. This is codependency. This is emotional codependency where you make someone responsibility for your own happiness. And in doing that, you give your emotional satisfaction and power away to someone else. I'm not going to sugarcoat this, but I think that you are calling yourself on the bullshit that you have put yourself through by being in this relationship. Queen of Swords, Nine of Cups reverse. This is a bitter woman, a bitter feminine energy as a result of giving your emotional power away to someone else, making someone else responsible for your own happiness. And in doing this, what you are doing is you're sabotaging your own happiness. If I'm speaking for the person in this particular reading, and you're an Aries who has delegated your happiness to other people, especially other people who cannot produce that same happiness themselves, then you're making a fundamental mistake. And I think it's time that you get back to this Three of Cups energy here, finding your joy. I think that's why this Three of Cups come in. Maybe it's not a reconciliation, could be, maybe not. Each person's story is different, but I think in reality, what you have to do is find out find where your joy lies, what makes your heart sing. I always come back to that because it's the name of a Massive Attack song, and I think it had Sinead O'Connor in it as well. rest in peace. But in that song, it's about what makes your soul sing. What makes your soul sing is the name of the song. And I think that's what you're trying to do. When people stay in toxic relationships for a long period of time and they struggle to make the relationship work because the dynamics between them and the partner that they're with no longer resonate. Maybe they resonate in the beginning and then they turn into a narcissistic relationship, or they move from a joyous relationship to a toxic relationship due to the fact that one or both of the people has changed dramatically or gone through something, and it offsets what is taking place in the between the two people. The energies, frequencies are completely different. They're not able to resonate with one another. And it's kind of like playing music. You have two notes and you play two notes and they have a harmony. They have a harmonic resonance with each other. Well, if you play a different note, a lower or a higher note, and then it no longer resonates, it becomes what we call discordant. These are things that you have to consider when you're in long-term relationships, because typically people think they're just going to marry their happily ever after, but no, you have to actually continue moving with that person and finding new ways to resonate with one another. When I was younger and in a longer-term relationship, I used to have a pond nearby my block of flats, and in the pond were two ducks. And they'd always swim with each other. One would deviate one way and then the other would follow, and then the other would deviate and then that would follow, the other would follow back. And that's really what you have to do in life in order to have a more successful relationship, is to go with the flow. But when one person gets out of resonance so far to the point where it leads to the destruction of the relationship, then it has to get called into question, because here we have the Seven of Swords reverse underneath the deck, things that we don't see coming. And essentially that is an omission of guilt. It is being found out, all the devious ways that we self-sabotage and the ways that other people sabotage their happiness, including your own. So we have at the end of this, at the end of May, what you're going to do is you're going to have some forward progress in all of this. Whether you're doing this through psychotherapy, counseling, or maybe just having a break, because triumph can indicate travel. It can also indicate a really, really amazing motorbike brand, which is what I love. And anyways, this is the Chariot, moving forward, making that progress, that swift progress. And clarifying, this is the Devil reverse, known as the Cyborg here. And then the Four of Swords reverse. I mean, I feel that you're being overrun with energy to move away from this toxic, unhealthy pattern where two people are bound in the Devil card, the original Rider-Waite deck. They're not bound tightly, they're bound loosely, and they think that they have no way to escape. But there's always a way. You just take the chains off. And in this, you can see the chains as well. I think that it's important for people to understand what it is that they tie themselves to. And in this, you see the cyborg takes off its mask. It's actually crying. It actually feels emotion in this. So the face of the person that you're dealing with is not how they really feel underneath everything. And then you have someone in the distance, which could be you, tied and bound, facing the wall. And all you see is that wall. There's an entire world behind you. What is incumbent upon you is, number one, realize that the person that you're dealing with, if this is a toxic husband or toxic partner, that partner underneath all of that is actually a frail, fragile individual. And they're only putting on their devil's face as a way to kind of mask their own ego. You, on the other hand, You know, you could easily just roll away from all of this, hopefully, in this photo. But what I see here in the Four of Swords reverse is also, additionally, when you have the Four of Swords, there are the Three of Swords over your head in the cathedral or the church. And then underneath is the Ace of Swords. I think what this is, one of the toxic issues about this, because we did have the cyborg in the reverse, a failure to learn the lessons from the past, from the Three of Swords, the things that broke your heart, will only lead to more toxicity. So it is important and incumbent upon you to do the healing that you need to do, because the Four of Swords is a card of healing, but more so it's a card of reflection and rest. If you find that you cannot rest with this toxic devil that you're with, it is time for you to move on. The only way that you will be able to heal is to extricate yourself from the fire of the devil. You're an Aries sign, you are a cardinal sign of fire. But I think in this particular case, there's an even greater fire that you have to dodge. Think about those lessons. It's just what the cards say for today, for the month of May. And I wish you all the best of luck for that. I would just say, don't sabotage yourself. Get out of the relationship that you're in and start a new fire. Move forward in triumph. That's all for today. Thanks so much for joining. If you like this, please give a like, share, subscribe, ding the notification bell so that you don't miss any of the other updates. And yeah, I'm going to keep these coming. I do enjoy these readings a lot, and I'm glad that I'm kind of getting a bit of a flow with it, if I could call it a flow. To any Taurians that have been celebrating your birthday, again, mine was on May 3rd. Shout out to the Moo crew. I hope you had a great time. And enjoy the moon in Taurus. We have more astrological events taking place, so we'll get to those in due course. But anyways, thanks so much. Also, if you like a personal reading, feel free to reach out at the information in the description box below. And have a great time. Until then, love and light.